everyone. Welcome to Daily Dictation. This week we're looking at the topic online school, and this video is for high intermediate English speakers because the vocabulary and sentence structures are just a little bit more complex compared to our low intermediate level that we have offered here. So this video is aimed to really help you practice your English skills. This is an interactive video, so be prepared to pretend like you're a student in my class. This is an activity that I do daily in my own English classes. And so for this, you're really going to practice your listening skills and your writing skills and develop them and master these skills through these daily dictation activities. This is really aimed for people who are not just learning daily English, but really studying for IELTS, TOEFL, CELPIP, PTE exams, because in each of these exams, there is a listening portion, and often you only get to listen one time. So as you listen, you're going to have to take notes in English. And this helps you listen and write down exactly what you hear. So how is it going to do this? I'm going to read 5 sentences, and you're going to write down the 5 sentences as perfectly as you can by applying the correct spelling, grammar, punctuation, and capitalization. This takes a lot of practice, but if you practice every day, we have new videos 5 days a week, new topics every week. And if you practice, then you are going to master the skill, and it's going to become like second nature to you, which means it's going to be like a natural skill almost, which will be really good when it's time to do your exam. So like I said, new videos every day, new sentences each weekday, new topics each week. And if this is a little bit too tricky for you, there is a lower level offered. And there's a vocabulary list and practice worksheets available if you check the description. Instructions. You will need a blank piece of paper and a pencil. 5 sentences will be read. Each sentence will be read 3 times and 1 more time at the end. You have to write down each sentence as you hear it, and you will use your listening skills as you write down each sentence. Try your best to apply the correct spelling, punctuation, and capitalization. Let's get started. You'll see on the screen here, there are numbers 1 to 5. Each number represents a different sentence that I will read. I read each sentence 3 times, then 1 more time at the end. We're going to start with sentence number 1. Number 1. Interactive learning is enriched by a learning management system that offers a seamless, accessible, and updated hybrid model. Interactive learning is enriched by a learning management system that offers a seamless, accessible, and updated hybrid model. Interactive learning is enriched by a learning management system that offers a seamless, accessible, and updated hybrid model. Number 2. The effectiveness of a hybrid model in education depends on the learning management system's ability to support interactive learning. The effectiveness of a hybrid model in education depends on the learning management system's ability to support interactive learning. The effectiveness of a hybrid model in education depends on the learning management system's ability to support interactive learning. Number 3. While the discussion board facilitates asynchronous collaboration, synchronous sessions can be scheduled to complement each module in the hybrid model. While the discussion board facilitates asynchronous collaboration, synchronous sessions can be scheduled to complement each module in the hybrid model. While the discussion board facilitates asynchronous collaboration, synchronous sessions can be scheduled to complement each module in the hybrid model. Number 4. The hybrid model's success depends on how well the learning management system balances synchronous and asynchronous learning. The hybrid model's success depends on how well the learning management system balances synchronous and asynchronous learning. The hybrid model's success depends on how well the learning management system balances synchronous and asynchronous learning. The hybrid model's success depends on how well the learning management system balances synchronous and asynchronous learning. Number 5. In a hybrid model, the learning management system should provide a robust framework for interactive learning. In a hybrid model, the learning management system should provide a robust framework for interactive learning. In a hybrid model, the learning management system should provide a robust framework for interactive learning. In a hybrid model, the learning management system should provide a robust framework for interactive learning. Now I will read each sentence one more time, starting with sentence number 1. Interactive learning is enriched by a learning management system that offers a seamless, accessible, and updated hybrid model. Number 2. The effectiveness of a hybrid model in education depends on the learning management system's ability to support interactive learning. Number 3. While a discussion board facilitates asynchronous collaboration, synchronous sessions can be scheduled to complement each module in this hybrid model. 4. The hybrid model's success depends on how well the learning management system balances synchronous and asynchronous learning. 5. In a hybrid model, the learning management system should provide a robust framework for interactive learning. Great job, everyone. Let's get ready to check our answers. So you can listen again. If you think it's too fast, you can listen again and adjust the playback speed to make it go slower. Or if you need to listen to specific sentence numbers again, you can check the description for timestamps, and this will bring you to when I've read each specific sentence. Besides that, let's get ready to check our answers. Okay, so we're going to go one by one here. Okay, so number 1. Interactive learning is enriched by a learning management system that offers a seamless, accessible, and updated hybrid model. So as we break this down, we have our subject. We have our form of be. That's our verb. Enriched. This is actually like an adjective, even though it has ed, takes the adjective form. By. So because we have subject, form of be, and adjective by, we've seen by before with verb ing. However, it doesn't always need to be like that. We can have by, and then we have a noun as well, which is what we see here. So that works as well. If you're doing progressive form of the verb, we're putting an ing on the verb, then we're talking about a process that something occurs by. But here we're talking about a thing that causes something to occur. So this noun is fine, singular and not specific. So we have a as our article. That offers a seamless, accessible, and updated hybrid model. Now, the next complicated thing here is we have comma and comma. These are all adjectives that we're listing to describe the hybrid model, which is our noun. So because we are listing adjectives here, we're going to have to separate each adjective by a comma. So we have comma here and comma here. This comma is not exactly necessary or essential. In English, we have 2 words for this. We call it either an Oxford comma or a serial comma. In English, we like to argue about this. If you include it, you're correct. If you don't include it, you're correct. We can't seem to agree on this. I like to include it because it takes away any kind of confusion. It separates things very clearly. And in a lot of academic writing, people prefer to include it, at least here in Canada. And if I type things out in Microsoft Word, when I get autocorrect and spell check and things like that, this is recommended here. So this is what I like to do. I find that it's better. However, it's not essential if remembering too many commas is difficult for you. You don't have to add it before the word and. However, you do still have to add it before these two adjectives here. So I just like to because it's easier for me to remember it and be sure, but whatever is preferable to you. Let's look at the next thing. The effectiveness of a hybrid model in education depends on the learning management system's ability to support interactive learning. Okay, so for this one, here we're starting with a noun. Effective is an adjective. However, when we add the suffix ness, we create a noun here. So effective adjective, adding ness, now it's a noun. We see this with sadness, happiness, other adjectives that we add ness onto it, we create nouns. Of a hybrid model in education depends. So this is like a noun phrase up here because it's so many words put together. They all act like a noun collectively. Oh, it's even farther than that. Let me go back here. This whole thing, look at all these words together. Boom, boom, boom. All of these together, smushed together, they act like a noun. We call this a noun phrase. That's our subject, actually. Depends on the learning management system's ability to support interactive learning. Depends. Because even though there's a lot of words, it's all representing one thing. So this subject is actually singular and we're doing present simple tense. So we're going to add our third person singular rule, add an S on our verb. On. Here's another example of a collocation. We had one in yesterday's video. Here's one today. Depend on. These are two words that come together all the time in English. So you want to be really careful with this again. We call this collocation, two words that come together often in English. We could also say that this is a phrasal verb as well. Depends on the learning management system's ability. So here we have possessive apostrophe S to show that the ability belongs to the learning management system. This is the real noun that we're talking about. And after that, we have an infinitive. We have to plus the base form of the verb. This is called the infinitive. Interactive learning. There we go. So that's the breakdown of that sentence. Okay, so a few things in this one. We're going to start out with the idea that the beginning of our sentence has a conjunction. This shows us that this whole thing here, this whole part here, dependent clause. That's why we have a comma after the clause. We've seen this before in our other sentences. We almost have one a day here where it's like this. So this is why we have a comma here. If we started the sentence with synchronous sessions can be scheduled to complement each module in the hybrid model while the discussion board facilitates asynchronous collaboration. If we switched it like this, we would not have a comma. So when we start with the dependent clause and we start with the conjunction at the beginning, then we know that we're going to have a comma after that clause is finished. Okay. Now, another really tricky thing for spelling today, we have the word complement. Why is this confusing? Because maybe when you're writing it down, maybe you spelt it like this. Complement. This is another English word. They sound the same. When two words sound the exact same, but they have different meanings, we call them homophones. Two words that sound the same, but have different spellings and meanings. Complement and complement. So they have different meanings. This meaning, it's like praise. It's when we're saying a good thing. to show that we admire someone or respect someone or something. For example, wow, you're really beautiful today. That's a compliment. Compliment with this spelling, so we're having the E here, not the I. This means that it completes or enhances something. So in this case, synchronous sessions can be scheduled to complement, enhance, or complete the module that we're talking about. So that's what this means. So how do we remember it? Because it's related to the meaning of the word completes, think about how completes is spelled. Right? That's what it means. And so we can see a very clear pattern in the spelling. Oops, there we go. The only change comes at the end here. So complete, complement. That's how you can remember the spelling of it. If we're saying complement to mean complete or enhance something, then we think complete. Okay, this has the E here. We're going to remember to put our E here. If it's not like that, if we're saying, wow, you're beautiful, wow, you're great today, and that's a compliment, then we're going to have the I here, the other spelling. So try to remember it like that if you can. Maybe that's more confusing for you. I don't know, but try your best. Let's go to the next one. A hybrid model of success depends on how well the learning management system balances synchronous and asynchronous learning. So for this one, the hybrid model success, that's our subject. Success is the thing that we're focusing on, and success belongs to the hybrid model, which is why we're showing possessive here with the apostrophe S. This success is actually a singular noun. So because it's a singular noun, we're going to add our third person singular rule and add an S because it is in the simple present tense. And again, depends on. Here is our collocation. How well the learning management system balances. So here, the learning management system, that is singular as well. So balances is going to follow the same rule up here. We are keeping our verbs in the same tense for verb tense consistencies. So our reader or our listener is not confused about when is this happening. Synchronous and asynchronous learning, and just apply the spelling tricks I've taught in previous lessons, split it up into smaller chunks there. Let's look at sentence number 5. A hybrid model. In a hybrid model, the learning management system should provide a robust framework for interactive learning. We've seen this before as well. When we're starting the sentence with preposition in or on, and then we have our preposition in or on, plus our noun, and we're starting the sentence like this, we're going to add a comma after that noun. And that's the rule that we see here. That's the kind of structure that we see here. The learning management system should provide. So we have, this is actually our subject here. We have our modal should, but then after should, we have our main verb in the simple present tense. Robust framework. Robust is an adjective. Framework is the noun that the adjective is modifying. Robust also means like up to date or updated. It also means high quality, strong, healthy, things like this. A framework for interactive learning. And that is the breakdown of our sentences today. So here are some of the different grammar concepts that we're looking at. Here are some of the spelling tricks to help us remember the difference between our homonyms or things like that. So continue to practice the best that you can. Hopefully after this week, you have a better idea of how to apply your commas, how to think about adding verb ing progressive form, depending on what kind of preposition it comes after. Does it come after by or for or something like this? Remembering our grammar rules for tenses. When there's a singular noun, that is our subject. What is a noun phrase? All these things, lots of things to recall and remember and practice. So these are the words that we're going to be seeing in our dictation sentences. Interactive learning. hybrid model, learning management system, multimedia, discussion board, synchronous, asynchronous, module. So these are the ones that we want to be very, very comfortable with, very, very confident with. Besides that, we are all finished for today. Keep on studying, keep on trying your best, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.